Hello, One Piece fans. This is David here. I'm giving you a little update as far as I'm giving you a little update as far as a theory of mine that I have as far as the recruitment of the final four Straw Hats. I'm not talking allies. I'm not talking subordinate fleets or division commanders. I'm actually talking about the Straw Hats that will be on the boat with Luffy. So if you look at the common theme of the East Blue, Paradise, aka the Grand Line, and the New World, there have been 4 people recruited from the East Blue, 4 people from the actual Grand Line, aka Paradise. And I agree with everyone else that there will be 4 people picked in the actual New World. Okay? Now, there's theories out there that there's very specific people that are going to be picked for it as far as, like, let's just say, everyone thinks the second person that's going to be recruited is female. I disagree with that theory. I believe that Oda has personally been giving us a little bit of a couple different scenarios when he's actually doing his appointments. Now, there's definitely commonalities between people that have been actually picked with their same placement. So, like, for example, you have Chopper and you have Zoro. There's a Beast reference with both of them. Okay? And everyone's predicting that the third person will be Jinbei. And you know what? That is the one person I agree wholeheartedly that will be the next Straw Hat. And it'll happen sometime as we go to Zou. Now, also Oda did say there's going to be back-to-back-to-back members of the Straw Hats going into the crew. I don't think he was talking about the fleet, even though that's something people are speculating that, that must be what Oda meant. I actually think he means that the actual Straw Hat members of the ship will be very soon. And I already think we know who 3 of them are. One of them is Jinbei, and he's on the way right now with a poneglyph. And I'm sure Watsamare is going to be probably joining Harajin's fleet, or at least representing under Aladdin, under the Sun Pirates, either or. So it's going to be one of the 2, which would be my theory. So Jinbei is going to be the first person of the Straw Hats. Now, the second person is going to be Bellamy. Now, I know you're saying, wait. The second person's always been a female. That's Nami, and that's Robin. But hold up. Before you say anything, weren't both of them members of a pirate organization? True. Both of them were treated like crap by that said pirate organization. Arlong Pirates, Baroque Works. Both of them have went with the Straw Hats and had kind of at point suicidal tendencies or depressed feelings with everything that's going on, and eventually they have their outpouring of emotions, which leads them to finally join the Straw Hats. And to me, Bellamy is that person who will have his outpouring moment and join the Straw Hats. Because what Don Flamingo did to him is disgusting. And he himself said there are two people he respected the most in the world. One was Don Flamingo, who was evil, and he was glad to have Luffy be the one to kill him because he respected him. So I think Luffy will be Bellamy's new captain. And that will happen. And I'm sure he's going to be traveling with them to Zou, and, well, he's already on the ship to Zou. You just will probably see him on the Sunny traveling with them, have his moment in the future, and then specifically join them later on, much like Nami did, because she traveled with them for a little bit, even though she didn't really feel like she's part of the crew, until after Arlong was defeated. And I'm going to say the same thing with Bellamy. He'll probably say something similar to that when, I guess, either Kaido gets defeated or till maybe Don Flamingo makes a return somewhere. Who knows? But that would be my theory as far as Bellamy as the second Straw Hat member. The third Straw Hat member we also already have. His name is Caesar Clown. Hey, wait. I know you're saying, what? Caesar? Really? No. Why? Why would Straw Hat Luffy ever allow Caesar on his ship? Well, he's already let him on his ship as a prisoner. He doesn't really have any place to go now that Don Flamingo is defeated, now that the other, let's just say the world government wants to arrest him. You have the warlord, the four Yonko probably after him, other warlords after him. What safer place than to be with Straw Hat Luffy? Now, commonalities is that he's in the scientific field. Now, I know people have said, wait, that's usually something you would signify with, Robin and Nami. So I also would think that when you have specific members joining, there's also two people from one area of the selection period, and then you have another area of selection period where they have commonality. So two, like in recruitment process number 2, second in line, and then one person somewhere else. Much like, if you think about it, Usopp was number 3, and you had Caesar, who was also number 3, and you had Chopper as number 1, dancing with Luffy, doing the high step. Now, I think that gag fits well with Caesar. I could see that happening, because he's got that kind of personality mentality. Now, what also is Caesar? He's a brilliant scientist. Usopp has been the person who's been inventing for the Straw Hats. Frankie has been inventing stuff for the Straw Hats. Now you have a scientist who can actually physically make weapons. Frankie can design them. And Usopp can help build it. So you have 3 guys right there who can come up with crazy stuff to help the Straw Hats. So I honestly think wholeheartedly Caesar Clown is going to be the third member of the Straw Hat group. Now, as far as things that are common with the 3 of the previous ones, Zoro refused at first to join, and then he later joined after he got a sword. Chopper refused at first on Luffy's request, and Luffy basically kept on telling Chopper to join his crew and would not refuse. Eventually, Chopper relented. Jinbei refused Straw Hat Luffy as far as joining his crew. but he said he would join later. And Luffy eventually got his way. So that's a common thing back for Jinbei. Usopp was just told just to get on the ship. They already felt he was Nakama. You have Frankie, who wouldn't have gone with the Straw Hats unless you had the Frankie family throw his underwear onto the ship and basically force him to join. Luffy wasn't going to push the issue. Yeah, he said he'd like him to join, but Frankie would have a hard time. Caesar is just going to get on the ship and join. Kind of like Nico Robin did, got on the ship and joined without anyone's permission. So I think Caesar is joining. As I said, I think Bellamy is joining. Those three people, to me, make the most sense in joining. Now, we have always had 3 males in each, C, join. So, to me, this is the one person that I'm not, this is the one area that I'm not 100% sure who's joining, would be the 4th person from the New World. And I think this person is going to be a female. I also think this is going to be a situation where it's going to surprise us who it's going to be. Now, people have been speculating, Monet. No, Monet's dead. I think she's gone and done. She's never going to be existing. Hype Hunter speculated Tashigi. She makes a lot of sense to me. We need another female. She's a swordsman. We have 2 swordsmen already on the crew. It wouldn't surprise me if we got a 3rd, as in to even out the actual numbers. And what I mean by even out the numbers is that you have 1 swordsman who is number 1, the first person to join Luffy's force. You have the 4th person in the actual Grand Line, or aka Paradise, join. Now, we've already discussed that Jinbei, Bellamy, and Caesar were joining. Fishman, Paramecium, Logia. So we already have our Zoan and Chopper. We have another Paramecian, so that's 3 Paramecians. And we have our final Logia, which we've needed, which is Caesar. So we need a regular human in the crew. We need to be female. We need a swordsman. To me, Tashigi makes the most sense as far as people that could join. Unless it's someone that we've not seen. If we're just going to go with what we've seen, she makes the most sense. Because right now, Oda's running out of time. He needs to have a lot of character development with his characters. He needs to get them on the ship as fast as humanly possible to actually further develop their actual characters. Now, Tashigi has already been shown for a long period of time. I think it would be smart to have a Marine join, because they haven't had that yet. Again, she's a swordsman. She's a female. She's a powered devil fruit user, which we'll need another one from the New World. I mean, if we look at the first part of the arc, you have Luffy and then 4 people who have no actual devil fruits. In the New World, you have 3 people with devil fruits, and you'll probably end up with 2 in the end that have devil fruits along with Luffy. So it will basically be like a 7 and 6 kind of number. To me, that makes a lot of sense. It's kind of even. Unless someone else from his crew gets double fruit. And we will see who it could be. Like I said, unless it's someone new that Oda hasn't introduced, I think the most logical person to join the Straw Hats is Tashigi. As a female. Makes the most sense to me. And I think that she's already shown that she's on the side of justice, true justice. I don't think she necessarily believes pirates are bad, at least not Straw Hat, after what he did in Alabaster, after what he did in Punk Hazard. I'm sure she will hear about Dressrosa. So she's going to look at him and say, Straw Hat Luffy is different. He is not a villain. He's a hero. And he's taking these pirates, reforming them into not horrible individuals, and getting them under his banner to bring freedom and end corruption. She's probably going to start seeing the corruption in the world government, and for whatever reason, someone had a theory that, I think it was Hype Hunter, that basically said that the Shigi would somehow be sailing with the Straw Hats for a little bit, probably between Wano and Elbaf. I'm sure she'll probably pop up in Wano country, which to me makes sense, and go to Elbaf, and the world government will see that, think of Shearer as a traitor, and basically want to take her out. Because they look at her and say, she's defected, she's joined him. Even though she didn't, but she's going to have no choice. Now, Smoker will probably believe her, but I think Smoker will meet an unfortunate end somewhere. And I think it's going to be a person in the Marines. Now, there's been speculation that the third admiral that's there is a corrupt admiral, because we haven't had the corrupt admiral yet. He probably will be responsible for killing Smoker, and probably reveal that he was a pirate in the first place under someone else. That's a theory. And it wouldn't surprise me if Smoker had his death. Or he didn't die and basically joined the revolutionaries. Which, to me, Smoker, I could see that happening. You never know. I don't think he's going to join Straw Hat, but it would not surprise me if he joined the revolutionaries. I think that would surprise a lot of people. But that's what I think. So I think unless, and I'm saying unless someone comes out that we've never seen, Tashigi to me is the most likely candidate that we know of. That's the final Straw Hat. Now, I could be off base. It could be either one of the two females that were revealed on chapter 795 on Zou. That female who worked for Kaido, or even that female squirrel looking with the nozzle right there person. Those two are going to have something important to play with, but we will see. Okay? So, that being said, those are my thoughts as far as the potential final four members of the Straw Hats. I think I'm sold on the first three. I'm basically 100% sure of them. The final one, I admit, is more of a guess. I'm not sure. Tashigi Could be, could also not be. She's the most logical in my mind. But, like I said, it could be someone else. But the other three, I believe that they're going to be the next three Straw Hats. Okay, well, thank you. Subscribe, and please leave comments below. This way we can get your thoughts about what I said. Okay? Enjoy.